Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon and this little grumpy tired man is called Kobe. I am 23 years old. I had Kobe when I was 22 and he's now 4 months old. This video is going to be 10 things people do not tell you about pregnancy. My idea of pregnancy was happy-go-lucky, nothing ever goes wrong. Everyone is really positive and happy, and there's rainbows and fairies and glitter everywhere, like it's the best thing in the world. And trust me, there is good parts to it. There is really good parts to it. You sit there and get fat for 9 months and no one can judge you. No one can judge you. You get away with the most disgusting stuff and you can blame it on your pregnancy because you have no control over your body. In this video it may sound really negative, but honestly this is the stuff that you need to look out for, and this is like the basic stuff. It's not like the hard-hitting, horrible stuff. This is random stuff that happens to your body, which I never knew would happen until I got pregnant. And I know it was down to my pregnancy because after I gave birth, all of these symptoms went. All of them. All of them. Every single one of them. The first one is round ligament pain or pelvic pain. So round ligament pain feels like a deep, sharp, stabbing or stretching sensation that begins or worsens with movement. I got round ligament pain a lot, and honestly it's not the most comfortable thing. It takes your breath away. It's really horrible. It's like having a constant stitch. It's not a nice feeling. So yeah, it's like a stretching feeling and it's just not pleasant. Now I first experienced this when I was like 15 weeks pregnant, because obviously your belly's starting to grow and your muscles and are softening, so your body's preparing for like childbirth, so everything's got to soften, and the more you move the more it hurts. So anyway, if you haven't had that yet, Google it, because you might get it. You may get it. Number 2, I've normally been pretty good with my teeth. Like I've got a few fillings. Before I was pregnant I did smoke, so that's taking its toll on my teeth as well. What I experienced the most throughout my pregnancy is bleeding gums. And honestly it was every time I brushed my teeth, morning and night. No matter how soft or how rough that I brushed my teeth, they were always bleeding. There was nothing wrong with them. They were just bleeding, and I don't know why. I read up that it's a very, very common thing that your gums will bleed and they'll be a little bit more sensitive. I did not believe it until it started happening. It didn't start happening straight away, but the further I got into my pregnancy, the more my teeth would bleed, and it wasn't nice. It was just something that I went through every morning and evening, and I'd be like, oh well, ew. But now that I'm not pregnant, I do not have that problem anymore. I do not bleed from my gums. I can brush my teeth normally without spitting out blood. Number 3. This isn't... I feel like this is oversharing. It's definitely oversharing, but I could not poo for like 9 months. I was so constipated. It was horrible. I feel like we should move on from this pretty quickly. I don't need to explain. I don't need to explain my toilet routine. But basically, I didn't do a proper poo for like 9 months. The time again that I did do a proper poo was after labour, and it was my first poo, and I was terrified because people always say that your first poo after you give birth is the worst, and honestly it was the best one that I had since being pregnant, and it didn't hurt that much, but I didn't have many stitches, so there we go. Number 4, acid reflux. There was a time in my pregnancy where I just drank Gaviscon. It was my best friend, because basically when I got acid reflux I could not lie down flat. I couldn't really sit up. I constantly had a sore throat as well, which sucks. Apparently it's quite common to get heartburn or acid reflux. Mine was quite bad. It started off with a sore throat, and I'd have a cough for a while, which, you know, when you cough you wee. But I had no idea what this was at the time, so obviously I'm just going through the motions. I'm like, why am I feeling like this? So when the acid reflux had come back up, I would cough a lot, like to the point where I couldn't catch my breath. Like wasn't nice, like, at all. I feel like that was the worst thing I conquered apart from labour, the acid reflux, because that was rough. And I think it's because everything in your body is getting pushed around and pushed up, so your stuff in the stuff that's going down to your belly is getting pushed back up because your baby's in the way. It's fun. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. Acid reflux sucks. And when I get pregnant again, when we start trying for baby number 2, I'm going to stock up on the Gaviscon straight away because I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that at all. I do not want that to happen again. Number 5. This one's like a bit of a weird one. Like, it does say this on the websites quite a lot, but the pigment in your skin can change. Now, I didn't believe this at first. I was like, nah, my skin's going to stay the same. Like, I'm already like a little chocolate goddess. I don't know. I realised I've got quite a lot of scarring, like from back acne, and I've got scars on my face, so it's got like dark spots on my body and my face, especially my face, and they came out more, which honestly I wasn't a fan of. It made me quite conscious of what I was of my skin. Eventually I stopped wearing makeup and I stopped caring because I was too fat to care. And it just made my skin look so uneven and so nasty. I didn't like it. And then all of my scarrings on my arm, they came up more. So I'd always wear long sleeved. And then, but the thing is, the weird thing is, I swear my tattoos got darker. But I don't know whether that's because the pigment in the skin is just going a bit weird. Number 6 is the fatter I got, the more I struggled to breathe, which makes sense. Honestly, it makes more sense in your head when you think about it. If anyone struggles with anxiety, they'll know, like when you try and take a deep breath but you can't, or when you try and concentrate on your breathing and it feels like that you can't take a deep enough breath to satisfy you. So like ready go. And you take that big one and you're just like, oh, that's good. I could not do that by the end of it, which I think triggered my anxiety a little bit as well, because I was like, I can't breathe, I can't do this. Alongside my acid reflux, I can't breathe normally because of this gigantor baby that is in my belly. I struggled with breathing quite early on as well, like I'd get out of breath. I don't know what that was about, but I did struggle with breathing. I did Google it. I Googled a lot during pregnancy. It doesn't help, it makes you have more anxiety than it's worth. So when they tell you that you need to get your breathing under control and practice your breathing for labour, it's quite difficult to do because you can't breathe. Number 7. I have never had so much snot and bogies in my nose, like ever. I've never been so mucusy in my life. I've never had so much mucus in my life apart from when I've had hay fever or a cold. But this was like all the way through my pregnancy. I had so much snot and bogies. Ugh, makes me cringe. Number 8. So the next thing is lightning crotch. It feels like an electrical bolt of pain in the vagina, rectum or pelvis. Shooting pain. It comes on suddenly and can stop someone in their tracks. I get it when I was standing up, I get it when I was sitting down or just walking around. Like, I got it in the shop, right? And I thought I was by myself. I was quite far on that I was going to go into labour in Tesco and I was going to have to walk back home and tell Kevin that I was about to give birth in Tesco, and I just walked all the way back. But I wasn't. It was lightning crotch, and that stuff stops you in your track. Like, it hurts so much. It's so sudden. It's like, it's there. Hello, lightning crotch. Stop what you're doing. Woo, let's go. Let's go now. I got it a lot when I was trying to go to the toilet when I want you to go for a number 2. That stuff hurt. Like, I'd literally just go to the toilet and be like, oh my god, it's coming. And honestly, it's like a shooting pain, and you literally have to sit there because you cannot move, like, at all. It hurts. It's not a nice experience. And you know what? It takes you by surprise. And if you don't read up on it, you'll think you're going to labour in the middle of Tesco. Alright, number 9. This one was a weird one. I thought I was one of the lucky ones and didn't get stretch marks. Like during the whole pregnancy. The time that I was in the hospital, I got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I got big very quickly, and that was that was when I started to get stretch marks, and I got a lot of them. They were across my belly. I don't mind them, like I don't care about them. They're just there. They don't bother me at all. But they came pretty quickly. When you're about to go into labour, I guess your body just kind of it drops and it gets bigger and you feel swollen. Yeah, I thought I escaped, and I thought I got out lucky with like a few stretch marks, but but here they are, they're there, and I don't really care because I got this man because of the stretch marks, so it's fine. Number 10, it's okay not to like being pregnant. There's some points in my pregnancy I despise being pregnant, but you'll definitely want to do it again, just because you get the perfect little human being out of it, and you'll want another one. No matter how dramatic they are and how cheeky chappy they are, you'll always want another one. I will go through pregnancy so many times to get the perfect little child at the end of it. Yes, I want to say, during your pregnancy, remember to speak out about mental health, because your mental health during your pregnancy is very, very, very important. It can affect you and it can affect the baby. It's important to tell your midwife that, so they can keep an eye on you, so they can keep asking how you are, and you always tell them the truth. Do not sugarcoat anything. It doesn't help you in the long run. Always, 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 always ask for help if you need it. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please come back on Wednesday for a new vlog. If you want to know anything else, you can always message me. You can always look on the NHS website. Sometimes people go on Mumsnet. I lived on Mumsnet. But you do you. If it makes you feel better to research and see that other people are going for the same thing, then sure, ahead, go wherever. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you on Wednesday.